Morning, thank you. That's everyone, convener. I see that you obviously want to come in just now.
Yeah, I just want to make a brief statement, if that's okay. Partly because it's my first meeting as transport convener, or transport environment convener, sorry, and it is a role I'm hugely proud to have been given by full council. So, since I've taken up the role, I mean, obviously we've still to establish the business plan for the council going forward, and that should be, hopefully we'll discuss that at full council next week. But there's really a handful of things which have guided me in what I've been doing over the last few weeks and months. And these have been our drive towards net zero by 2030 in the council, our agreement to reduce traffic miles in the city by 30%, desire to clean up our city, and that goes beyond the city centre. And the sort of final thing that's been in my mind, and I do speak to staff often about this, is their well-being and general workload. And that was why this morning I went to the picket line at Russell Road to speak to the staff who have started industrial action this morning, the waste and cleansing staff. And I think it's worth reminding that council many times in the last administration thanked these staff for the work they did to get us through the pandemic. And Councillor McInnes is on the call, and I'm sure she'll agree that very early in the pandemic, some of the risks that the staff were taking were essentially unknown because we didn't really understand the transmission properly at that stage. And I was speaking to some of the council workers this morning about that very issue. But I think thanks are not enough. And so I just want to make clear that I personally support the trade union in their call for a fair pay rise, nothing more than a fair pay rise. And I acknowledge that whilst the UK government can do more, only the Scottish government can solve this crisis. And it will soon become a crisis as waste builds up in the city. And that's something that really does concern me. So I just wanted to make that statement. And I hope all councillors and also other people on this call will support the council staff and also call on the Scottish Government Act to deal with this. The reality is, however, that the Scottish Government is unlikely to act until the strike goes national. So we're in for a difficult few days in Edinburgh before there's a resolution to that. That's my feeling. So in respect for what the council staff are going through just now, the ones that are on strike, and their wider call for a fair pay rise, that is why this meeting was moved online, because I didn't want to ask anyone to cross a picket line, and I'm glad that no one has complained about that, so that's fantastic. But I realise that some people still feel uncertain about crossing the virtual picket line, if you like, by holding a meeting online to avoid that physical picket line. So what I want to do right now is move to adjourn this meeting to some date in the future, probably no earlier than the 22nd of August, if we can move forward by then, but it seems unlikely. So Martin, is any councillor willing to second that motion of adjournment? So Claire Miller has seconded that. So can we accept that, Martin?
Yeah, so you've moved adjournment. Councillor Miller seconded that. So yeah, we can go to a vote for adjournment or for not adjournment. I'll just conduct that just now, convener.
Sorry, I have to put you on the spot with this, Martin.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so we've got a motion to for adjournment, moved by Councillor Arthur, seconded by Councillor Miller. So we'll just do it for and against as a roll call. Councillor Arthur?
For, thank you.
Councillor Ashton?
For.
Councillor Bandel?
For.
Councillor Cameron?
For the motion.
Councillor Cowdy?
For.
Councillor Downey, apologies for pronunciation there.
Against.
Councillor Lang? Councillor Lang, if you're
Against.
against. Councillor McInnes,
For.
for. Councillor Miller,
For.
Councillor Monroe,
Against.
and Councillor Warwick.
For motion.
Yes, we'll have 8 votes for the motion to adjourn and 3 to not adjourn. So the motion to adjourn is carried and the meeting will be adjourned, convener.
Okay, so I think that sends a powerful signal to the workers who are on strike that we are supporting them today, and I think that sends a clear signal to the Scottish Government that they have to engage constructively and bring this dispute to an end. And I'm really grateful for those who have voted to adjourn today, but I have to say I also respect those who voted against that motion. And I want to apologise for the members of the public who have come along to take part in this meeting today, because I know this has been inconvenient for them, but I hope they will also respect why this decision was taken. So I think we can now end the webcast, Martin, and bring this meeting to an end.
Yep, that's correct. Thanks, convener.